Good morning, students. Today we have come with the topic stack, a linear data structure. This is chapter 10 for class 12 computer science. In the last class we have learned what is data structure, what are the operations we can done with data structure, what is the purpose of data structure. Okay, how many types of data structures we have learned. We have learned that there are two types of data structure, simple data structure and compound data structure. Okay, lists we have already learned is considered as simple data structure, and the compound data structure is also of two types, linear data structure and non-linear data structure. Linear data structures are having stack, queue and linked list. Okay, from linear data structure, here we are learning stack. Okay, now see what is a stack. A stack is a data structure whose elements are accessed according to the last in first out principle. Last in first out LIFO principle. Okay. What is this last in first out LIFO principle? A stack is a data structure whose elements are accessed according to last in. This is because in a stack, insertion and deletion of elements can only take place at one end. Means insertion and deletion means if we want to add some element in a stack or want to remove some element from the stack, it can be done only from one place, and that place is known as top of the stack. Top of the stack. Okay. Consider the following examples of stack. See here. Glass plates placed one above another. This is the example. Glass plates put one on another. Okay. Now suppose if we want to take one plate, then what we have to do? We have to take the plate from the top of the stack of the plates. And if we want to add one more plate, then we have to put that plate on the top of the stack. Okay, so we can add or remove any element or any data or any plate from top of the stack. That's why insertion, it is known as last in first out. Means suppose if we have added, means where we have put one plate on the stack, then what happened if we want to take one plate, then the last one which we have put, that one we have to pick. That's why it is known as last in first out principle. Another examples of the tennis balls in a container, a pile of books. Here books are given. A stack of coins like this. If we put another coin onto this stack, we have to put on the top of the stack, this place. If we want to take one without disturbing the other elements, then we have to take from the top of the stack. Okay, these are the examples of the stack. Okay, operations on a stack. Okay, two operations we have learned here, insertion and deletion operation. These two operations are known as push and pop. Push means adding, inserting a new element on the stack, and pop means removing, deleting an element from the stack. Okay, this is the push operation, this is the pop operation. Two operations are there. One is adding and second one is removing or deleting an element from the stack. Okay, these are the two major operations which we have to perform with the stack. If we implement this stack, then we have to do. See here example. Okay, or we can put, this is the empty stack. Suppose this is the empty stack. If we want to put one value or one element, if we want to add one element in the stack, then this operation is known as push. Here one we have put, then again another value we have put 2, then again another value here put here 3. These all operation is known as push operation. Now if we want to take one element, the last element only we can take from the stack, that operation is known as pop operation. Okay, two major operations. Now in detail we are learning here the push operation. What is push operation? Okay, see here, adding new element to the stack list is called push operation. When the stack is empty, the value of top is -1. See here, when the stack is empty, then what we have to do, we have to take the value -1 as the top value. Actually, why we are taking here -1? Because basically an empty stack is initialized with an invalid subscript. Subscript means index number. As we have learned, in a list the index number starts from 0 and goes in positive direction, means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. Okay, so this -1 is the invalid subscript for empty stack we have to take. Okay, for the value of top. This way, if you are not getting what I am saying here, then you will get everything once you come to practicals. Okay, come to implementation of the stack in Python language, the Python program language, then you will understand these things. So have patience. Okay, first of all have patience here and listen carefully. Whenever a push operation is performed, the top is incremented by 1 and then the new value is inserted on the top of the list. Okay, see, when push operation means if we are adding one element, then what happened, the value of top, we have to maintain a variable that is known as top, and that variable will be incremented by 1. When the stack was empty, it was -1. If we add 1, then it will become 0, means there is one value at the 0 location. Okay, then new value will be inserted at the top of the list till the time the value of the top is less than or if we keep on adding elements one by one, then how much we can add? If the size is defined, if the stack size is defined that this much element it can contain, then up to that size it will we can add elements in that stack. Okay, now see the logic. What is the logic here? If we implement these things in our Python program, okay, then in computer programming, then this logic is to be used. What is this logic? Okay, the logic steps to perform the push operation for a stack is start. We have to start here, then initialize a variable we have to take, that is named as top, and the value will be -1 for empty stack. Okay, then input new element, increment the value of top by 1, then stack top. Okay, stack we have to take a stack. Okay, and within stack we have to give the index number or subscript number as the top, and we have to add new element, then we will print item inserted or item added. Okay, these are the logic of the push operation. Push operation nothing but adding a new element into a stack, and while adding an element in a stack, these things we have to do. Okay, we have to increment the value of top, and that position, at the top position, we have to add the new element. Okay, here we are doing the actual addition of the element, and here we are incrementing the value of top. Okay, these two operations are needed. Now see, pop operation. Pop operation means removing or getting an element or picking one element from the stack. Okay, removing existing elements from a stack is called pop. While any element is there, and if we want to take that element or removing that element, this operation is known as pop operation. If we implement this pop operation, then what we have to do here, we have to check the stack is empty by checking the value of top. the value of top variable, we have to check that is it, if it is -1 or not. If it is -1, then stack is empty. If it is not, then we can remove any element. Okay. If the value of top is -1, then the stack is empty, and such a situation is called underflow. If a stack is empty, then that situation is known as underflow. Otherwise, pop operation can be performed in the stack. If underflow situation is not there and the value of top is not -1 and the stack is not empty, then only we can do the pop operation. And during the pop operation, what we have to do, we have to decrement the value of top, and the element will be removed. Okay, this is the logic here. The logic steps for pop operation is as follows. Start, then if the value of top is -1, then go to step 3, else go to step 4. Okay, if the value top -1 hai, then what we have to do, we have to print stack is empty and go to step 7, that is a stop. We have to stop the execution because stack is empty and no pop operation can be performed. And if this situation is not there, it means the value of top is not -1, it may be 0, 1, 2, 3 like this, any value. Then we have to take the item from the top position of the stack. From the stack we are taking, then that element will be the deleted element, and then the value of top will be decremented by 1, and then message will be displayed that item is deleted. Okay, here two things we have to, again we have to check two things. First, we have to check the value of top is -1 or not. If it is -1, then this message will be displayed, and then stop, we will stop. Okay, and if this situation is not there, then again two steps we have to follow, that from the top position we have to take the element. Okay, and then the value of top will be decremented by 1, and message can be displayed that item is deleted. Okay, we will see these things in practicals also. Now one more operation is there. This is not the major operation. Major operations are only two operations, that is pop and push, and this is the another operation which is needed during the operation of the stack, during the implementation of stack in our program. What is this? This is known as traversal in a stack. What is traversal? Traversal is moving through the elements of the stack, and if you want to display all the elements of the stack, then this traversal is needed. Traversal means moving through elements of this, all the elements of the see here, if suppose the numbers are any like this, then we here every element is visited here from one place to another place like this. This is known as traversing, and the logic or the algorithm for this traversal is like this. First we have to start, then we have to check that stack is empty or not. If it is empty, then message will be displayed, and then we have to go to stop position, last step, and then print the top. If the situation is not empty, stack is not empty, then only we can print the top element of the step, and then value of top is decremented, and then this will continue in a loop, okay, until the value of top will become -1. Okay, otherwise we have to continue this loop one by one. We have to check each and element. Okay, this is the traversal. Now we are here implementing these in Python language, stack implementation. In Python we can use list. List is there. Okay, list, we already know that how list is created. Just we have to put some values separated by comma within a square bracket, and list will be created. It uses square brackets. So we are implementing here stack using list. Okay, in Python we can use list to implement a stack. Python offers us a convenient set of methods to operate list as a stack. In Python we already have pop and append function. Pop function is already there, and append function can be used for adding a new element in the stack. Okay, for popping and adding element we can use pop and append command. Hence there is no need to write the code to add or remove elements in the stack. So we need not to write additional elements or additional statement for doing these things. Just we have to call the function pop and append, and it will do everything for us. See, in the logic we can see here, every time what we have to do, we have to decrement the top value, then stack empty. This we have to check the value of top like this. These need not to be checked. List will be checked by everything, these functions. Okay, just we have to do stack append to add a new element, and stack dot for removing an element. Okay, now see the program here, how we are implementing the program here. Okay. See, stack implement using list. First we have to take, we have taken an stack S with the name S, and this square bracket means it is a list. Okay, we have to take list as a stack. Then here choice value we have taken as Y, because we have to go through the loop. It is a menu based program and all the operations are given here. We can do push, pop and display. Display means traversal operation. Okay, then it will display this menu, and then it will ask you to enter the choice. Whatever the choice you enter, according to the choice, it will go through one by one. Okay, if you choose choice 1, then what, it will ask you a number to add, and that number will be added in the stack. Okay, that list s.append function is used here. Here we have not taken any limit. It is dynamic structure. Dynamic stack means the upper limit is not declared here. Okay, as much memory is available, we can insert as much element in that stack. Okay, there is no limit here how many elements we can add. We can add as many elements we can. Now see, for other operations here given here, so for first choice, enter a number, then append function is used. For second choice, that is the pop function, then it will check that if a stack is empty. For empty we have to check just a square bracket within s equals to, we are checking here, it will check, and if it is empty, it will display stack empty and program will be stopped. Okay, else it will delete the element, and pop function is used here. Okay, pop function is used here. It will first remove the element, and that element will be displayed by the print function. Okay, then third choice is the traversal. Traversal means each and every element we have to visit, and we have to display that how many elements are left in the stack. We can check here. Okay, see here, this is the program, this is the loop which will go through the stack, and it will display one by one each and every element. Okay, some other options is given here. Wrong input, suppose if you entered some choice not within the range, that is 1 2 3, then if you entered 4 5 like this, then it will display you wrong input. Okay, and it will again ask you want to continue. Suppose after each operation it will ask you to continue the execution of the program. If you press yes, then it will again display you the menu, and you can again give any choice, and accordingly the program will work. Okay, stack application means we will implement or use the stack in various tasks. There are several applications and uses of stack. The stacks are basically applied where LIFO scheme is required. LIFO means last in first out scheme is required. There we can implement this stack and use this stack, apply this stack. That's it. Okay, so first of all we will learn how we can apply use stack in expressions. An expression is a combination of variables, constants, and operators. Expression means we can think about formulas. Just say x plus y into z, like this. These are known here. Example is given here: a plus b, a into b plus b, x into y divided by z. These are known as expressions, and it is a combination of variables, constants, and operators. Variables, we know that ABC is known as variables. constants means the value 2, 3, 4, 5 like this are the values, are the constants. And operators means plus, minus, multiply, divide, these are the operators. Expressions can be written in infix notation, postfix notation and prefix notation. What are these things? See clearly. Infix expression means in this type of notation the operator is placed between the operands. For example, a plus b, a into b plus c, a x into y divided by z etc. These are the examples of infix expression. Here two variables are taken, then in between we have to put the operator. This is known as infix expression. Okay, normally we use or we work with this type of expression, infix expression. We in mathematics or in anywhere this infix expression is generally used, but computer is not able to understand this infix expression. Then what we have to do, we have to either convert this expression in postfix expression or prefix expression. Okay, so postfix expression means in this type of notation the operator is placed after the operand. Okay, after the operand, here between the operand. After the operand means the same expression a plus b can be written as a b plus. Okay, a into b plus c can be written as a into b in a b c plus multiply, like this. Okay, this, and you will be very much surprised that these operations can be understood by computer very easily. And these type of expression means infix expression is not able to computer is not able to understand these expressions. So you can understand that a computer is also like a person or some thing, some living element which can understand these things. Okay, but their language is some different. Okay. Now prefix expression. Prefix expression means in this type of expression the operator is placed before the operand. Before the operand we have to place. Operand means the variables or the constants is known as operand. Means variables and constants, these are known as operands. Okay. These are operands. And operators we know, the plus, minus, multiply, these are the operators. Here for prefix expression the example is we have to put operator before the operand, means plus ab multiply a plus bc multiply x divided by yz, like this we have to use. Okay, so differences are there in infix, postfix and prefix expression. Now conversion of an infix expression to postfix expression. Here we have to learn and apply a stack while converting infix expression to postfix expression. See, this is the example. Infix to postfix expression conversion example. How we can convert an infix expression to postfix expression. We are taking here example a into b plus c. So all the values, all the operators and operands are put here with brackets also. A into bracket b plus c divided bracket close. Okay, these operation we have put, and one stack. This stack is implemented here to convert the expression postfix expression to prefix expression, infix expression to postfix. Okay, how we can do these things? Here in a stack we have put some a with then star here, and again we have placed means from a stack we have taken that some elements to list result. These things we have taken, and then plus again here comes some a b like this, it comes here, and then a plus b operator is converted in postfix expression. Here infix expression is converted to postfix expression. Okay, and how it happens, we will have to know about these things. We have to know this algorithm.